So by now you should be familiar with Max Weber's principles of bureaucracy, and I want to talk just a few minutes about the structure of bureaucracy. You know, the term bureaucracy has so many negative connotations, but we literally can't live without bureaucratic organizations in this country. They provide the essential government services that we rely on every day. So there's some basic terms that I want to cover. The first one is delegation of authority. The authority derives from the federal and state constitutions, and then it is delegated down through the various agencies in the structure of the government. And the legislatures and the Congress pass statutes that create each of these agencies. So that's officially gets delegated, the power gets delegated that way. Within the agencies or organizations, then, there's this hierarchical structure, and that's what we refer to as bureaucracy. We're familiar with it. It's best illustrated by the organization chart. You know, it has one position box at the top and lots of mini boxes at the bottom. It's kind of a triangular or pyramidal structure, if you want to think of it that way conceptually. Each box in the structure represents one official position. And Weber talked about the official position. We'll talk about that more. So you look at the structure. The very top box is the director of the agency. That's the position responsible for the overall management of that organization. Those people are often appointed by some legislative or elected or appointed board. And then beneath the top box, there are some branches, and these branches are specialized by functions, and that's called functional specialization. So the divisions or departments within the organization are functionally specialized, and then those are responsible up to the director. Each of those divisions has its own manager and layers of boxes below that. The lines that connect these boxes on the chart are the delegation of authority. They're drawn right there on the paper for you to see. They show the reporting structure, that is, who reports to who, which position reports to which position. The lines are also sometimes called the chain of command, but I like to think of them as the delegation of authority. Every official position has a certain amount of authority, and it's delegated all the way from the Constitution down. Another concept called span of control refers to how many positions report to one manager. And it used to be that 5 or 7 was the rule of thumb for span of control, but that's when communications were all face-to-face. And now with electronics, span of control has broadened. So you may see a lot more positions reporting to a manager than 5 or 7. There are 2 types of official positions in the organization: line and staff. Line positions are shown reporting to managers by vertical lines. So you'll have a series of boxes, a little branch, and then a vertical line to the manager. Staff positions, these line positions, by the way, line is derived from front line, that is, soldiers on the front line. They are the ones focused on the agency's mission. They're the ones delivering services to the public. Okay. Now, the other kind of positions, staff positions, are shown reporting to managers by lateral lines or horizontal lines. These are internal functions usually. They are, rather than operational functions, they're advisory sorts of things to other managers in the organization. Things like the legal staff, human resources, the accounting department, those are typically staff functions rather than line functions, or line or operational. Now, I said each box in the chart represents an official position with some level of authority delegated to it. The authority at the top of the box is very broad. It's a broad managerial kind of authority. And as you go down the layers, it becomes more specific. By the time you get to the very bottom of the chart, it's very, very specialized. These are very functionally specialized positions. And every position on that chart is described by, it has an official position description. It's written down on paper someplace. It has particular duties that that the person in that position is supposed to accomplish. And there are qualifications for the person who's to be hired into that position. So it's important to remember official position. So that's the basic bureaucratic hierarchical structure. There's delegation of authority downward through the functional divisions to each official line and staff position. Well, that's it. Thanks for listening.